Hello and welcome back to another edition of the Friendship Express. All aboard! This is a collaboration hosted every weekend, and the main host that started this was Susie at Serendipity Creations, Tina at Pour Resin with Love, Sally at All Aboard Resin Creations, and Amy at Resonating Art by Amy. The link to the playlist is in the description box below. Go check everybody's videos out. A lot of talented resin artists are aboard the Friendship Express. So today I'm doing these two molds and possibly some cabochons if I have extra. I'm probably going to pre-paint those because today I am stepping outside of my comfort zone. I'm doing something other than epoxy, one-to-one resin. So I took a dive and I got the Bon Craftor polyurethane resin. I've never tried polyurethane. I've never tried any resin, period, other than regular one-to-one epoxy. So, yes, I'm stepping outside my comfort zone. This just came today in my mail. And in the box came some sets of gloves, stir sticks, and mixing cups. Now, I am going to mix separately because polyurethane, I mean, most of you have seen it. It very limited pot time. I think it was like you got 2 minutes to mix and pour. So I am not attempting to mix any color in yet because I want to get a feel for how this resin works. Let's hope it don't cure in my cup. This is from the resin mold box, and I'm skipping March because I just did not have the funds to pay for my March. But I'm hoping I could get back on for April. But this is from the resin mold box, okay? And from their Hearts in Motion, from their February box. And this one is this like planner thing. I'm going to use it to hold trinkets, or not trinkets, but little inclusions and stuff. You know, probably maybe something to sit on my desk, or maybe a fake plant, who knows. But this is what I'm making today, and you can't always go by their volume. Always add more, because I found that they're not 100% accurate, but it says that this holds 10.5 ounces or 290 milliliters. I'm probably going to pour 12 or mix up 12 for this. And then this I already know is a 7-ounce mold. So I'm going to go ahead and put you on a fast forward. I pulled out some of my Rolio colors. And here I am using something from my stash. These are little daubers that we used to use in scrapbooking for edging cards or whatever. And I had this bright idea of using it to paint on my mica powders. And it worked for the most part. Not the best idea for nooks and crannies, but for a large surface, these finger daubers work great. Okay, then I'm trying to clean it off. And it didn't work that great. But then I will go in with my second color. Oh no, I'm doing the silver foil first. Painting on some silver foil right in the mold. Oh, the static. The static of this stuff. And it likes to fly everywhere. And then I will come in with my blue and my satin black right after this. I'm just trying to get kind of like a, not really a pattern, but get some good coverage with that foil. Up there, I'm going in with the blue now. I don't know, I kind of like these kind of designs where the colors are split. Now I am putting some of the blue over top of the foil, which may have been a mistake, and you'll see why in a little bit here. And then it's a satin black by Rolio. No, it's not satin black. Boy, my bad. I'm thinking of Diane Kapoor's. That is a graphite black or something like that. That's what that color is. Getting my gloves on. And I'm going to be pouring my polyurethane. I believe I do 7 ounces in this, and I used one of their cups that they sent me. At first, I wasn't going to. I was going to mix up 8, and that was like way up at the top, and I wasn't really comfortable doing that. And I'm kind of glad I did, because even at 7, I'm thinking that mold's 7 ounces. It might be 6 or 6.5 because there's an overpour quite a bit. So I'm thinking that's a 6-ounce mold, not a 7-ounce mold. I am the queen of overspills. And I only do it on camera. But here, when I was doing the mixing and stuff, that did not record for whatever reason of the tray. So I am going to make sure it records when I pour the, I don't know, what do you call it? A jar? A jar, I guess. And it started heating up in my hand. And I kind of knew, okay, time to pour. And it seemed to mix rather quickly, but then again, I had my room at 74 degrees. And I was eyeballing it, making sure I wasn't overpouring this thing. I actually underpoured a little bit, but it was no big deal. I was keeping that jar for myself. And those are the molds that I did use some chameleon powders on. Then over there, I still had extra, and I just poured it into this fondant mold of seashells. It's amazing watching this stuff cure. It literally does it right in front of your eyes. You can see all that starting to turn white. And that's what the polyurethane does. Now, when I do demold this, I end up not putting bales on everything. I did use a couple closed back bezels, but you'll see that towards the end. I'm cleaning up my workspace as we're waiting for that to finish curing. It is that time to demold. Now, this one is still slightly warm. It's not hot. We'll see if it will come out of the mold. Man, this is heavy. Anyhow, yeah, something got a little bit into this. But a little bit of trimming. This almost looks like a little tiny little shell for an embed. Didn't intend that. Yeah, I switched over to just doing my map because, oh, that paper wanted to stick to the bottom of this. Ah, we got a little sneak peek, didn't we? Okay. Needs a little bit of trimming. Let's see, where's my scissors? I am going, while I'm at it, I'm just going to go ahead around this with my scissors to trim off this excess. This is completely cold right now, but easy peasy. I do have plans for these seashells. This was actually a fondant mold that I picked up at Michael's. Another little shell. These were the cabochons. One of them, I think it's this one, is not painted. It's just simple white. I don't know what I could do with that. These ones I did paint with Baltic Bay's chameleon powders. I tried to get an ombre effect on this. It is kind of. You can see where the gold is, and then there was that reddish color. That looks pretty cool. Oh, look at that heart. It almost looks marbled. Interesting. I like that. And this does too. Especially on the edges, but those, they go into a cabochon and won't be seen. Or not cabochon, closed back veil. Okay. Now, before we do this, let's see if this will unmold. See if this is ready. I might have to put it up against me because this is stiff silicone. A little slightly underpoured, but it was so hard to tell because the polyurethane pours clear. So we are going to roll this down. I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet as far as decorating. Let me turn my mold right side out. It's even still a little bit warm, the silicone. Let's see how this worked. Okay, what am I doing? I am not thinking, folks. There we go. Now I got it back into place. So, Yeah, it's just comes out simple white. I may leave it like this. Just leave it white. I don't know yet. I thought about painting in the mold on this too, but I think with regular epoxy, this would be beautiful marbled. But I wanted to see how well it would do with a larger size mold. Now for the tray, we got a quick glimpse through the mold. I know I'm going to have trimming on this. I got to see if I can get this seal broken. Because there is a little bit of overpour. I just got to get it started somewhere. You guys saw it like go over the edge. Okay, I'm gonna go off camera for a second to try to get the. I don't want to bore you while I'm trying to get this out of the mold. Okay, I got it out of the mold. Finally. It took a little bit of doing, and I already cleaned up the edges from the overpour. And this is what we have. Now, it could be my mold. Oh, if I could hold on to it. It could be my mold. But it could be also just a product of the polyurethane. It's not matte, but it's not super shiny either. But that's not a very old mold, so who knows. So, what I've done is I've cut an image on my Cricut. As soon as I find out where I put it, I just add it. Where is my, oh, there it is. Okay, I cut this image on my Cricut, vinyl decal. I am going to take the carrier sheet off. And by the way, these vinyl transfer things, paper, you can use it several times. Okay. Am I? That's not how that was supposed to happen. Oops. And I know I burnished this. I wasn't even thinking. It's supposed to come off onto I pulled the it's not sticking very well. Or maybe you can't use this multiple times. Used to be able to. Well, I guess this gets thrown out. This piece gets thrown out as soon as I get it on here. That really stinks if you can only use the transfer sheet once. Okay, I got it. But yeah, I think this is only going to be a one. These might be one-time uses. And then what I'm going to do is what I did with the other tray. I'm going to get some UV resin and do a top coat to seal in this vinyl. See if this comes off. Yeah, just fine. Yeah, it definitely needs sealed in because some of that, look, some of my silver came off. So, okay. Let me get my UV stuff out, and I'll be right back. I got my cup of UV resin, and I added a little bit too much crushed crystal. This stuff you want to use sparingly. I thought I was using it sparingly, but I think I put in a little bit more than what I thought. And I can't remember. I didn't measure how much I put in that cup. I just kind of eyeballed it. And I'm not trying to let gravity do the work for me also. I keep tilting the tray and then trying to spread it to the edges. And here, the amount I put in that cup seemed to be the perfect amount. I'm putting in my UV light. And now we are going to get into some finishing work. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Leave me a comment. That's an easy way to show some love. Thank you, and I'll see you again.